So this one is a nice question. It's actually an analytical geometry question. Analytical geometry started in grade 9. You've been doing distances and midpoints and gradients. You've been doing that since grade 8 and grade 9 when you learned how to plot points on the Cartesian plane. So this is not news to you. It's something that you guys know. The only thing that is new in grade 12 is how to find the equation of a circle. That circle might be centered at the origin or it might be centered anywhere on the Cartesian plane. So the formula for finding the equation of a circle is always x minus a squared plus y minus b squared is equals to r squared. Now the important thing you need to keep in mind is that that a and that b are the coordinates of your center, right? That a and that b are coordinates of the center, and this r is the length of the radius of the circle. So that's all that you need to worry about. That is all. When you know that, then you know what you need to know in grade 12. Everything else will just be your concepts from other topics of maths and previous grades, nothing else. This is all there is to this thing, right? So let's see how we can actually find answers in this particular question. We were told that in the diagram below, the circle centered at E, 3 and 1, passes through point P with coordinates 5 and minus 5. Beautiful stuff, right? So now let's see what they want us to do. So they determine the equation of the circle in the form x squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Okay, that is very confusing. But if you know your algebra, you won't struggle in this case. So remember what I said. I said this a and b are simply the coordinates of the center. So simply put this is going to be x and this one is going to be my y coordinate of the center. So this is simply going to be a and b. Let me write them as a and b so that you can see it. It's going to be a and this is going to be b. So that means in my equation there, I'm going to write x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals to the radius squared. Now the radius is the distance from point E to point P, which you can find by using the distance formula, or you can just substitute these coordinates as x and y in your equation. So for my x, I'm putting 5 minus 3 squared, and for my y, I'm going to put minus 5 minus 1 squared is r squared. That's going to be 5 minus 3, which is 2 squared, that is 4, added with 6 squared, that is 36, is r squared, so my r squared is 40. That means my equation, according to what we have so far, is just going to become x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals to 40. But the examiner does not want it in this form. What they want is the expanded form. So I need to just break those binomials, which is simple work from grade 10. So you break this x minus 3 squared is going to give you x squared minus 6x plus 9. You break the second binomial squared, you're going to get y squared minus 2y plus 1 equals to 40. And then you're going to have x squared plus y squared. You will then have minus 6x, then you will have minus 2y. 9 plus 1 is going to give you 10. Minus 40, you're going to get minus 30 is equals to 0. I tried to put it in that form within this limited time that we have. So I hope you guys understand what is going on. What I just did here is just basic algebra. The only thing that you needed to know is what do you do with the coordinates at the center? You put them for A and B, and then the radius is EP. You can even use the distance formula to work out your EP. Right, the last part says the tangent of the circle at P in the form Y. So we need to find the equation of a tangent. Now, what you need to understand is we have that circle, there's a point P here, and then we've got that tangent that we're looking for. The tangent is perpendicular to the radius. You've got coordinates 3 and 1 at the center. You've got 5 and minus 5 here. So for you to find the equation of the tangent, you obviously need the radius, the gradient and a point. So for me to find the gradient, I'm going to say first of all the gradient of the tangent. The gradient of the radius is change in y over change in x. So change in y over change in x, which is going to be 1 plus 5 divided by 3 minus 5, which is going to give you 6 over minus 2. So the gradient is minus 3. That means that the gradient of the tangent is going to be positive 1 over 3 because the gradient of the radius multiplied by the gradient of the tangent must give you negative 1 since the tangent is always perpendicular to a radius, and that comes from our work of geometry. Very beautiful stuff that is going on there. So 1 minus 5 is going to be plus 6. 3 minus 5 is going to be, that's going to be exactly what you're looking at. I hope I'm not making any mistakes because we don't have time. And then once you have that, you can use then your y is mx plus c. The point we are taking has to be this one here because that's where the gradient, the tangent is passing. So I've got minus 5. My gradient is 1 over 3, and then my x value is 5 plus c. And then if you simplify that, you're going to end up with minus 5 equals to 5 over 3 plus c. So minus 5 minus 5 over 3 is c. This is actually going to be minus 20 over 3 equals to c. Therefore, the equation is going to be y is 1 over 3x minus 20 over 3. I hope this is correct, guys, because I'm literally left with seconds to finish off this question. So minus 15 over 3 minus 20 over 3. I hope it's correct. But then this is actually what you would need to do to figure out the solution to this question. Absolutely remarkable stuff. Thank you for joining us. This has been actually an absolutely exciting time for me. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I hope you learned a lot from what we're doing here. Keep posting on Facebook. Keep watching Mindset TV all the time. Every day, all day, we have stuff even at night. Keep watching the show, guys. Thank you for joining us.